Hi, it's just Jeannie. I'm thinking today that what I want to talk to you about is minimalism. I don't think I would be what you would call a real, total, dedicated minimalist. However, I would say that I did change my lifestyle. Last year in March, I went to Bali, Indonesia, and discovered a whole new lifestyle and learned a lot about myself. I came back a changed person. And one of the things I discovered about myself is that I realized I needed to make a dramatic change in my home. See, back then I felt my house was a house, not a home. And it was true. I did not love being here. I was always running around out of the house. And I did not feel a sense of hominess here. And it was because it was very cluttered and I went shopping all the time. I mean, I shopped. I really shopped. I ran up the credit cards. I used cash. I was what you would call a shopaholic. I had tags on clothes and bought more clothes. And yeah, it was an obsession. Yeah. So I came home and I decided that I was going to make my house my home. And so I started by not shopping for anything. And what I did was I heard a phrase and I stuck with it. You wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. And I realized that was so true. And I looked at my clothing and I got rid of maybe 60% of my clothes. Seriously, 60% of my clothes gone. Anything I hadn't worn and didn't think I was going to wear, I got rid of. I gave away, donated, did whatever I could. I did not throw anything away unless it was really old and really, could not be worn. I had things size 0 to size 8. And some things way didn't fit, and some things still fit. Um, Most everything was in good condition. So I started, you know, giving things away to people that wanted them and giving away a lot to charity. Clothing drops, shoes. Oh God, I had so many shoes. So anyway, um, I developed a profound sense of gratitude for the things that I did have, and that was inspiring. Um, I realized that things didn't really matter. What mattered was life and living life and people and love and me and being real, you know? Um, we're not human beings living a spiritual life. We're spiritual beings living a human life. You know, that's another thing that I heard that I can't stop saying. I can't, I've spent a whole year digesting these things and just loving my life and loving who I am now. So I went on. So the next thing I did was I organized and I decluttered and I gave and gave and gave and gave. What I didn't need, someone else needed. You know, I redecorated, I painted, I started repurposing things. That's another thing that you can do. Don't just give stuff away, but repurpose it in your own life. Give it a new meaning, a new life. The things that I hung my shoes on that hang on to the back of the door, um, I used for pocketbooks and yes, shoes, mostly flip flops and stuff like that. But um, I use them in my pantry for the plastic cups on the door. Um, we got rid of all of our excess plastic cups, and now we only have a certain number. My husband, myself, and my son only have a certain number. And if you want to bring in a new one, you got to throw out an old one. Um, so, we're doing things like that. I did the pantry. I reorganized the whole pantry. I have video clips of that, so maybe I'll make something like that. Comment below if you want me to do that. Um, so I purged my entire house, my basement, my garage. I made my garage my shop where I paint and refurbish old furniture. So I started doing that. And I began to feel like more like I was living and in my house and in my space and more grounded. And I did more yoga. Then I got in my car accident and things changed. I couldn't do as much, but I did what I could. I organized, I hired people to help me, like this room. See this color, this beautiful blue? I hired this amazing woman, Nancy, and hi Nancy, and she painted this room, and this room is like my favorite room now. Whereas before it was a disaster. It was, and my office was in here, and it was a den, and it was a junkyard, and so I moved my office upstairs where um, I had a spare bedroom, and I didn't do it. I hired people to do it, and so now I have new rules. One in, 1 to 2 out. So I bring something new in my house. It I really scrutinize how I bring that one thing in. So let's stop and talk about that. Okay. If I want something, it's silly, but this is the way I do it. I shop Amazon a lot because I find I get the best prices on Amazon. So I put it on my Amazon wish list. I shop around online and on Amazon and on eBay and Craigslist, and I find the best price I can possibly find. And I also, while I'm doing that, I go to thrift stores and consignment stores, and I try to find it wherever I can. Mom and pop stores. I have such a loyalty because I used to own or work in a local family owned business when I was a kid. And the small businesses, I love you, you're wonderful. Um, Shop local whenever you can. Um, some consignment stores are single owned, and you're great for our economy. Everybody, please support local businesses. So shop there when you can. And maybe we'll go out to some of my local stores. Comment below if you want me to, and do some out on the road field trips to some of them, and I can show you some of my local finds and stuff. So anyway, I do everything I can to find what I want locally, best price, um, biggest value, so on and so forth. So there I go saying again. Anyway, so then if I still really want it, usually it's a month or so before I will actually purchase it. And then I treasure it because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything in my life. And I'm grateful for every person in my life. And this is where I ask you to be part of my life. Like this, Subscribe only if you want to. I'm happy that you are here. Take care. Namaste. Bye.